check this has gone live on the channel. Yeah, here we go. Okay everyone, welcome to round 2 of Delta T Racing. This is Azerbaijan, a track that some people love, some people hate. And it's very difficult to get right. So Red Bull coming out first. Jake out first on his outlap. Obviously finished on the podium in the pre-season race. Had a bit more of a difficult race last time out in the Alpine. But still doing very well for just reserving. Next up behind him, I believe we have Headless King, who had less than desirable race at Mexico. A few spins here there, he says. He'll be hoping to turn things around for himself. And then we have the other Red Bull tyres, who again also had a difficult race last week. Opting to let the Haas big man through it. And then we have last week's race runner by Gerja. Obviously going for that last lap overtake into turn 1 of the last lap. And she did a very good job to catch up when things are looking quite dire for his chances to win. It's right on board now for the start. There's like, ooh, Valtteri. Never mind, let's see where that's happened. Ooh, he's lost it out of the section. Ooh, Evil Master with a 5-second penalty for a collision with Valtteri's car. That's not good for him. That would be a major setback for him. The game obviously wrongly avoiding a grid penalty for something that really wasn't his fault. Let's see. 35-0 in the first sector for Gerja. So far looking like the fastest time. But McLaren's coming around to start laps now. But it'll be Jake first round to finish his lap. Puts right on board with him on the run to the line. DRS open now. A bit more straight line speed than I was running in Division 1. But the looks goes fastest with a 140.2. Next over line will be Headless King. He goes with a full 140.0. And it will be Rambo and Gerja, I believe. Gerja over the line with a 39.8. Big man in the pits. I believe tyres the 141. For reflex with a 143 too, so a few people not deciding not to show their true place at this point. Both of them on the soft tyre, so maybe making mistakes or missing braking points. Evil Master on a 40.5, Evan on a 40.9. Goes very deep into that first corner after setting his lap. Fox Blue the P2 man last week, only on a 40.3 thus far. But that is on the medium tyre, so that is a good lap, considering the tyre compound deficit that he will put up with, especially at this point in the session. Billy on a 40.3 as well. When Stewart with a 2/10 deficit to his teammate, beaten by Zabi in the Ferrari. Sorry everyone, my throat's a bit hoarse tonight. Hopefully that's a bit better for the time being. Lejate coming around to a second lap and is only 4 thousandths off of the fastest time as by Gersha. That is an achievement he can be proud of. A very good lap for him, especially considering the fact he will have used his tyres now to a point where they will be a lot worse off. The tyres do wear quite quickly around here when it comes to doing qualifying laps on them, so it's a good strong feat for him to have done that on 2-lap-old tyres. Obviously with the ramp up of the grip, then that will make a difference, but still. Askelios looking to be lacking behind Fox Blue a bit on his pace. Still doing well on a 40.4 on the soft tyre, but being eclipsed by his teammate on the medium tyre, there is a bit more for him to find. Still coming around to complete another lap. And he does go third, so ignore what I said completely. That's now 2 people who've gone round and, well, it's multiple people now who've gone round and done 2 laps on their opening set of tyres. But obviously with that crash for Valtteri on his outlap, he will be starting in bone dead last. And this is a very volatile track environment for him to make up those positions. Yes, people must have saying he did get his 5-place grid penalty for hitting a retired car, as suspected. That is something that Codemasters do need to sort out. There are many a time that I've seen people hit retired cars and get penalties. Certainly not what you want to start off, that's for sure. And especially with the knowledge, but I mean, sometimes the knowledge you have a grid penalty in the race gives you that bit of extra drive you need to find that extra time. Skolios still out on the track, looking to be coming into pits. That's Huss behind him, also on his way into the pits. Tyres out on the soft tyre. Let's see. Who hasn't set a time yet? Watch Big Man on his run through the castle section. Maybe a little bit deep, having to go down to second for the opening section. Good run out of that though. Just hit that inside curve a little bit, maybe starting up a little too much. 15.5 in the middle sector. Not sure exactly how that will translate for him when it comes to his lap time. Let's see now as he makes his run to the line. Maybe with a little bit of a tow from the Mercedes in front of him. That will be Fox Blue. Big man goes fourth for the 40.000. That's a very interesting time to have set. I have not seen a .000 for a very long time. Let's see now. Stavuli will be next round. He has invalidated his lap time. So Rambo will be next over the line. And he goes second with a 39.8. Lots of people. That is 3 people within 4,000 thus far. Obviously with more time still yet to come from Gerjo and so on. And the yellow flag for Big Man. Maybe pulling off to get out someone's way. Has no visible damage, I think he was just pulling off to get out of someone's way. Yeah. Now, let's see. Purple medal sector for Gerjo. He's 5 seconds up on his time. He has found a lot of time on this second lap now. But the track ramping up makes that run up to the line 200 miles an hour over the line. Certainly a slower top speed than the ones we've seen thus far, but that's a 39.4 for Gerjo, extending his advantage at the top of the table. Let's see now. That will be Fox Blue over the 9 laps. Fox Blue's gone quick faster. Fox Blue on a 39.1. Maybe looking to make up for missing out on the win last week. He has put in a stonking lap time there to put himself ahead of Gerjo before the final runs. Only Stabuli not to set a time thus far. Damn, it's right aboard of dang levels. 4 times up on his previous time. Or the 49.8, so obviously a mistake in there somewhere. Let's see how he gets on through the castle section. Opting to take it in 3rd, which is the gear I would take it in myself. A little bit wide on the outside of the castle, but you can get away with that. Let's see now. On the run to the corner where everyone seemed to crash during the real life qualifying. On towards the 3rd sector. 15.4, about 9 seconds up on his time. So this will be around in the 1 minute 40 ballpark. Depending on if he gains time, it could be a high 39. Let's see. Faster than Gerjo over the line. Does a 40.1, slots in right behind his teammate. But a very, very close qualifying. Both McLarens now, both set lap times to be right up there in that fight. Seemingly the Ferraris and the Williams struggling a lot. We had Huss up in the top 3 last time out. So obviously, maybe not where he'd want to be, but starting a lap now, trying to move up. He does have a 1.5 second deficit to make up. Evil Master now goes 3rd. And that will be exactly what he needs to try and offset that penalty that grid penalty that he got early in the session as much as he can. Just a few yellows of people getting out of the way here and there. Leje has invalidated his current lap time. Headless King behind him is on an out lap, as is Big Man. Winter Travis getting out of the way of, I believe that's Huss. No, that is the other Williams of Guna on an out lap. Huss seems to be the next person up who is on a lap. Let's see how he does. Ooh, Reflex getting a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with a Skelios. Now where's that happened? Reflex going, there's Reflex going slowly. Seemingly in AI mode. He has chosen to retire from the session on track. So that will be a trip to the steward's office for him. Because we do not allow that in Delta 2 racing. So a trip to the stewards for the Reflex is a definite one that we have caught on the stream. Let's see now. Huss. I'm not sure if Huss invalidated or what there, but or if he moved up or not. I was too distracted by the 5-place grid penalty for the Reflex. And obviously with that retirement now, he will be starting last. Most of the top 5 on outlaps. Evil Master's still on the pits. Doesn't look like Evil Master's gonna go again. I'm not entirely sure. See now, one of the Red Bulls, that is Lejake on a lap next round. It's about a 10th up, so this could be good for P4, potentially. If he had a better run to the line this time round. Ooh, good enough for P3. Goes ahead of Evil Master. Purple final success. That's a very good effort at qualifying for Lejake, who I will reiterate is only reserving in this tier. Ooh, yellow flag. Evil Master is out. Evil Master has crashed, I believe. Let's see if we can't get a good camera angle. I think he's dropped the car. Yeah, he's dropped the car there. Oof. Not seen anybody go there in my personal experience, but still, that's a bit of an unfortunate circumstance for him. Obviously needing that lap time to improve as Big Man invalidates. That is an Alpine front wing there. I believe that might be Headless King, who is now missing a front wing. Yep, no front wing for Headless King. Obviously. Ooh, he has completely clattered that wall on the outside there, and he is out. He has done what most of the F1 drivers were doing. Obviously with that lack of downforce really catching him out. Seeing Stravuli now come round and complete his lap on the medium tyre. Maybe a throwaway lap for himself. Will be interesting to see what he does. He goes P16. So he will have a free choice of tyres regardless of that choice. And that is where he will start for the race. Fox Blue didn't make it round. Fox Blue has not managed to start another lap. But a mistake there for Gerjo by the looks. He is not improving. Gerjo is 4 seconds down on his time. Got involved with Stewart now. The next person who will maybe be able to take pole away from Fox Blue. He does. 39.0 for the Stewart and a 39.1 for Billy. Both McLarens coming out of the woodwork in the final few minutes of this session. Gerjo will be gutted with himself for making a mistake there. He will only start 4th after winning the last race. But that is the grid. No one else is on a lap time. So that is your grid. Stewart stealing pole at the death. 39.0 for himself. A very respectable lap time. Still, one to watch will be Evil Master. Obviously with that 5-place grid penalty, we will have some work to do. But I'm not sure exactly how the game will work about it, but he may get the potential to start on fresh tyres, which may be good for him. I'm not exactly sure how the game works in terms of that decision. I have not been in a position myself where a 5-place grid penalty has dropped me from starting inside the top 10 to outside. Still, Stewart on pole, Foxblue second, Billy third, and by Gerjo only fourth after winning the opening round. Not how he would have wanted to start tonight's proceedings. Obviously with the championship lead, but both McLarens looking to make up for a couple of mistakes here there at Mexico. I can't remember exactly which one of the two McLarens ended up spinning out at Mexico, but both of them looking quite strong for tonight, and obviously driving the McLaren myself over in Division 1, I'm going to be I will have a little bit of commentator bias towards the two McLaren drivers. There's only so much you can do about that. But lots of people looking... Obviously lots of people not scoring last time out. They will be trying to make... I got lost on a train of thought there. They will be trying to give themselves the best possible opportunity going into the second round while the championship fight is still pretty open. A lot of fast drivers in this. Well, it's a very close grid. With, you know, it could have been Leger, Compole, it could have been Gerjo, it could have been Billy, it could have been Foxblue, it could have been Stewart. There were a lot of, it could have even been Evil Master. There were a lot of people that it could have been. Let's see now what tyres everybody is on. So I am wrong. You cannot, even if you do get a grid penalty. If you do get a grid penalty, it does not give you fresh tyres. So, bit of knowledge for myself there, that's something I didn't realise. Ooh, a few people making collision into the castle section there. So they will all be on cold tyres. Obviously, not the good start for them. Yeah, Huff, Scalios, Stravuli tyres, and Winter Travis opting to start on the medium tyre, everyone else opting for the softs. It'll be interesting to see what strategies people do with a very high likelihood of safety cars at this circuit. With the walls being so close you could lean out of your car and touch them. As you go down the straight. Obviously that wouldn't be very good for your hand, you'd probably break your hand, but you get what I mean. It is a track where there is very little margin for error. A few people dropping back a bit there. Maybe also something to be looked at by the stewards, as there is a rule to be within 10 car lengths of the car in front on the formation lap. I'm not sure if that's just big man maybe backing off before the start, but let's go on board with Billy from the start. Let's see now. 5 red lights. And away we go for round 2 of Delta T Racing. Stewart with a lot of wheel spin off the start. Billy getting a very good start. Round the outside of Fox Blue he goes. Fox Blue opting to squeeze, giving a big squeeze there. That's a Williams off in the background. I believe that's Huss in the background who's off the track. Ooh, a spin. Gerjo's been tagged. There is a lot of carnage going on. I believe there's a Haas without a front wing there. Yes, that's Rod and Rambo without a front wing. Virtual safety car is deployed. Tyres with a 5-second penalty for a collision. Lots of fireworks going off at that start. It remains pretty stationary, but Gerjo, the biggest loser at the moment, he has dropped out a long way. He has dropped down 5 positions. Obviously being tagged in that second corner really has not done well for him. Headless King up 8 positions from starting P14, that is. If I can get my math right. So, obviously Huss being tagged, it's not gone well for him. A few people without a front wing, I believe. Dan Glebels without a front wing, that will hold up reflex in the castle section. There is also Rambo without a front wing. Ooh, that's the AlphaTauris. Both of the AlphaTauris have come together. Winter Travis is out. Pari Valtteri with no front wing. I believe both of them came together on the exit of the castle section. That is the last thing you want to do. Come together with your teammate. Up to the battle at the front now. Fox Blue, 2 tenths away from Stewart. Not opting to use his overtake. Playing the long game. But the top 3 have broken a second to lay Jake behind already. Headless King in the pits. I believe that's for a front wing. Gerjo in the pits. And Big Man in the pits. Plenty of people in the pits. Evil Master in the pits. Wow, that's most of the second half of the grid in the pits. So lots of chaos in this opening pit stop. So Gerjo did indeed need a wing change, so he must have gotten damage when he was tagged in that first lap. Still no, that really helps the reflex. He's up 12. It's helped a lot of people. Still the top 3 at the front. Through this castle section for the second time out of 26. Gaps remain pretty stagnant, but they are definitely pulling away from Lejake, but he is also pulling away from Guna, so Lejake may have a bit of a lonely race on his hands. Billy seemingly struggling on the way out of the castle section, but gaps are around 5 tenths. Fox Blue does go very wide out of it. Penultimate corner. Well, you could call it the last corner really if you don't count these kings. Oh, he's crashed! He's gone! Oh, and Billy's gone! He's collected Billy in the high-speed king. Wow, safety car out. Stewart opting to pit. That's very unlucky for Billy. And Fox Blue, very unlucky for Fox Blue, even more unlucky for Billy with being collected in that incident, but both of their cars just strewn on the track there. That is a monumental collision there. And that does have big championship implications at this point. Obviously with Gerjo leading the championship and Foxby being second in the championship, this will really harm his championship position. And it will really hurt him. This may come back to bite them, bite both him and Billy in the long run. But Strabili now into the lead. After starting P16, on those medium tyres, he has come out of nowhere really to be in the lead of this race. I mean, he will probably drop back with the faster guys behind him, but wow, a lot of actions has been opened up this race. I mean, it's technically, well, it's definitely to be expected from this circuit. It does like to throw up some crazy races. Obviously, looking back to 2017 with all the safety car antics, and 2018 with Fernando Alonso's double puncture, this track does like to throw up some very crazy situations. I mean, even as recent as the most real life race, obviously with some potential resurfacing into this corner coming up, catching the drivers out, and lots of people going into this wall here, as we saw in qualifying as well. So it's certainly a very volatile environment, but this definitely opens things up a lot for Stewart now. Obviously he was on pole, he led away, and his two main rivals for this race, Billy and Foxblue, are both out of contention, and they are both out of this race. Very unlucky situation for Billy there. It's definitely that kink on the straight. I don't know what it is on this game, but sometimes you can just get a random snap of oversteer through the second kink, which will spit you into a wall. I've had it before in races where there hasn't been any damage on, and it is quite scary. And it must be even more scary for these drivers who are on race fuel and warm tyres. Everyone out on the safety car queue, so we will be back to racing conditions in this next lap. Have to see how Stewart chooses to play this with Stavrouli on those older mediums in front of them. See now the tyre age. A few people opting for the hard tyres. Skelios onto the hards, Huss, Rambo and Valtteri. They may attempt to go to the end. Might not be the easiest thing to do in the world, but it is a possibility. Obviously harking back to a league race I did in the past, I made a few mistakes that race, I will happily admit, so I had to pit onto the hard tyres, and I took them a very long way, and it did come round to a photo finish at the line. So yeah, it's a track where everything can happen, and a lot already has. We've had the two AlphaTauris coming together, we've had two people crashing in the fast left-right on the run to the line, we've had the crazy lap one, as there seemingly always is. Safety car is now in this lap, right on board with Stavrouli. See when he opts to lead the field away. Interesting to see how much ground reflex he'll make on those soft tyres, but they do start to drop off quite steeply. As Stavrouli has gone, he is now leading the field away. Stewart seems to have gone the restart. He did have more overspeed there, but he chooses not to go for it. Xavi and Guna running side by side. Xavi is through, had this king through on reflex, that is. So that is softs really not playing well into reflex's strengths. Same with, and the big man is also through, so not the restart the reflex would have wanted. Oh, I missed the battle at the front. Stewart is through. Stewart is past Strabuli. And now Lejake up next to get past. Ooh, bit of a hairy exit there for Guna on that curb, but let's see now. Through the castle section they go. Nice and tidy. Don't want to do the trademark Charles Leclerc move into that corner and miss your braking point. Reflex really dropping back. Does he have some kind of damage, or are his tyres that gone? He is already 1.8 seconds behind Big Man, and he is creating a rather large train. Obviously Gerjo now behind. Last week's race winner. Does seem to be taking it a bit more carefully in that high-speed kink. Now he's seen people crash. Ooh, Lejake and Strabuli. Lejake is through on Strabuli. Gerjo up the inside of Reflex. Oh, he's round. Gerjo's round. Reflex not really giving a lot of room to Gerjo there. Didn't get the greatest angle of that, and that is very similar to an incident for another fellow Alfa Romeo driver over in Division 1. So, certainly not a good situation for Gerjo, who's had contact twice now, and that's Evil Master in the wall. Evil Master with no front wing. So, still plenty of drama in this race. Stewart is 1.2 clear of Lejake, and he seems to be really trying to stretch that advantage. So I'll be Evil Master trundling around without that front wing. Rambo is out. Rambo, I believe, has crashed in the castle section. There is a safety car from that crash. Yeah, it seemingly spun in the castle section. So that is him out of the session. We are already 4 people gone in 6 laps, all from crashes. Let's see, anyone opts to pit? I reckon the Reflex will be in the pit lane on those soft tyres, but everyone else opting to stay out. Ooh. Never mind, we have a Skelios into the pits, as with the Reflex and tyres. Valtteri Gerjo opting to pit as well. Evil Master will be maybe counting his lucky stars a little bit here. After all, with this safety car, he will be able to get that front wing change done, and he will be able to maybe salvage something from the race that seems to be not particularly going his way thus far. Such a great thing to see a full grid of 20 drivers for both races, I believe. So it's a very good thing to see that the admins have done such a good job of last round, but still, it's close to full attendance. Main teammate for tyres, the racer 21, has not been present. For either of these races. Dan Glebels wasn't present for his first race in Mexico. Let's see how he's done from where he started. I believe he's around where he started. Down one, but that may be, well, that will most likely be offset by the fact that Stavruli hasn't pitted yet. Even whilst he's still got a long way to come round. He's understeering a fair bit. Has he maybe broken his wing again? He has, he's missing an end plate. So this really has gone from bad to worse for Evil Master. Obviously missing his front wing before this safety car came out, and now he's damaged an end plate under the safety car. I mean, he will be in the pits again. I wouldn't be surprised to see him retire in the pits here, but let's see. It does seem to be carrying on, so fair play to him for making the conscious choice not to give up on this race just yet. Back up at the front. Both Ferraris running 3 and 4 at the moment. Both gaining positions from those who have DNF'd. In front of them, Headless King doing a good job to be up at 8 positions. Evan doing a pretty good job to be up 6. But the big loser thus far at this race has been Gerjo. Obviously being hit that first time and then dropping back as well. And it's not the race he would have wanted thus far. But let's see now. 18 laps left to run in this race. There is still every chance that he could score well. No indication that the safety car is going to be at this lap, with Evil Master being as far behind as he is. Burt Marlando obviously earning his paycheck this evening, with 2 safety cars already. It's not a lot to talk about under these safety cars. It's not always the easiest thing, but Stewart, the only person in the 33s on the lap time thus far. He's a fair bit clear of his nearest rival in terms of their fastest lap times. Safety car will be in this lap though, which is a good thing for myself, because the safety cars are not easy to make conversation under. I'm sure a lot of other people would know that. Evil Master already making 3 pit stops. I believe he's on medium tyres. He may have to make a 4th nearing the end of this race. But the one stop is normally to take medium tyres from around this point to the end. So he could be going to the end. Still all speculation. Is really the only person not to pit yet? Maybe probably hoping for another safety car for his race hopes. Since, you know, if he pits now, he will come out a long way behind the group. And if I were him, I would have probably pitted to the hard compound of time, since it will be a very difficult race for him now, since he hasn't pitted. Safety car is in this lap, so just right on board with Jake. Let's get that telemetry off. Let's watch the see how Jake responds to when Stewart decides to lead the grid away. Will he go later? Will he go as early as he possibly can? Judging by the way he's not warming his tyres that much, he may be going quite early. Or not. He has chosen to go on very late. But he has gone, and he has caught Jake napping. So both Ferraris now battling it out. Cerulli opting to obviously defending his position, staying levels and tyres both, so side by side. Oh no, that's my bad. Tyre says has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. So he is potentially overtaking people on the restart before the green flags was shown. But he is the only one with a penalty at the moment. Even Master getting past the Reflex and Valtteri. Ooh, that's Dang Levels. I believe Dang Levels has made contact with the wall. No damage by the looks. Never mind, I think he's missing his right front end plate. Yes, he is. So that will slow up the two guys behind him. So that will be another person into the pits with a replacement wing. Up to the front. Stewart has already opened a 1.4 seconds advantage to Lejeune. Definitely with a pace advantage. Whether he has the mental fortitude to not push too hard and try and pull away. Does seem to be a bit slower in a straight line, but that may just be him not using as much ERS. Yeah, he's not used a lot of ERS. Xavi is now past Cerulli. Cerulli will maybe start to struggle on those older tyres. Certainly more so than those around them at the moment. But that's both Alpines in the pits. Yellow in sector 1, that's the Reflex. The Reflex seemingly had an issue there. Yeah, he spun out of the second corner. I'm not sure if those temperatures on his steering wheel are accurate, but his front tyres were presumably very cold. They seem to be fine now. I think he has damage. Non-visible, so I think he will just be getting back under wraps and going again. Let's see now with excuse me. Let's see now with Gerjo, can he make up any positions? Maybe try and get past the Skelios and Huss, who is on the hard tyre. The gap at the front is just about a second, so Lejeune may be pushing a bit. Lejeune may be pushing harder. Ooh, that's Huss. I believe Huss may have made contact with the wall there, because he's very slow. Yep, Huss is missing his front wing, so that's Huss in the pits. Guna in the pits as well. So that's both Williams in the pits. See what tyres they go on to and if they are both in for wing changes. Indeed they are. That is both Williams in for wing changes. So that is not good use for Haas. He will now be held for a very long time and will probably drop to the back of the grid. 7 tenths the gap now up at the front. Stewart did look as if he was stretching his advantage and pulling away, but Billy has rejoined, even though he's no longer in the proceedings. But Stewart looks to have a maybe running more downforce on the car, because Leger is gaining on him on the straights, but Stewart is pulling away in the corners. Very similar situation to one I found myself in on Tuesday. Oops, Tavruli and Xavier swapped positions again. Maybe Xavier can make a mistake there, I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't look to have gotten any damage. Maybe damage for Tavruli? No. Stewart setting the pass up for the race of a 43.3 so far. Leger is within that second. Xavi in the pits. So Xavi in for a front wing change, by the looks. Indeed, he is being held a lot longer than you would think, so that is a front wing change for Xavi. So, I was thinking Stravili made the mistake and got the damage, but it is actually Xavi who did make that mistake. Valtteri and the Reflex also in the pits. Wing change for Valtteri. And another wing change for the Reflex, so I wonder if you can count how many times there's been a wing change this race. It'll be difficult to count on your hands, because that has just been how volatile this race has been. Gurjo now back up to 4th place, where he started after having a nightmare first half of this race. And he is in best position, really. He's on the youngest medium tyres out of those who've pitted under the safety cars. So this could be very good for Gurjo. Still, Stewart stretching his advantage. He has now broken the DRS to Leger. Leger got put into pit. Now there's an interesting decision. Oh, wing change for Leger. Yeah, so many people making mistakes and getting wing damage. What a crazy situation. I think that's the first time I've seen a car not need a wing change for Evo Master there. And he is back onto a set of medium tyres he'll have used earlier. You were looking to go to the end of the race on those. But Stewart in pretty clear air out of the front there. Good 5 seconds to Stavrili behind, but I believe Gurjo holds the fastest lap if I so for a thing. No, Guna on the softs, saying a 42.1. But Stavrili looks like he's got more pace on those younger mediums at the moment. Obviously Stavrili not pitting thus far, so really Gurjo is running in a net P2 with a good 2.6 second gap to the Skelly that's behind, which he is keeping pretty level. But he'll be just looking to close in the gap and limit the damage he takes. And obviously he will pull away from his nearest championship rivals in the standings. Big man in the pits. See if this is for a wing change. No. That is for the mediums. Ooh, yellow flag. That's one of the McLarens. Is that Stewart? Stewart made a mistake somewhere. Or is that Reflex? I'm not sure what's gone on there. Reflex looks to be understeering, and he is a lap down, so maybe he was getting out of the way. I'm not sure exactly what's gone on there. I think that's Reflex. Reflex is missing an end plate. I mean, fair play for him to continuing on. He is now a lap down to the leaders. Ooh, not really getting out of the way in the best location there for Stavrouli. Oh, and he's clattered the wall there, and that's probably going to hold Gerge off a bit, who has been closing in on Stavrouli, but Askelios has really closed on Gerge as well. The gap was maybe 2.5 seconds ago. It's dropped to 1.3. Askelios looks like he's got a lot of pace at the moment. But still, Stewart in the pits. That puts Stavrouli back out in the lead. He's going very long on those tyres. But Stewart now in the pits for a new set of medium tyres. You will be looking to get out ahead of Lejake, which you will do. Rambo has left position. He's out of the race anyway. But I believe the Reflex has still kept going. So fair play to him. It's not easy to keep driving when you know you're a very, very long way behind the nearest car. Still, Stavrouli out in front. The only person who hasn't pitted this race. And that has been pretty good for him. Obviously his consistency coming through. Consistency that he mentioned before Mexico. And the ability to avoid getting track limit penalties and warnings. Obviously serving him well this race. But his medium tyres will definitely be a fair way past their best. But the battle now looks to be between Askelios and Gerge at the front. I believe that's Stavrouli into the pits now. Indeed he is. I think that may be for a set of the soft compound tyres for the end. And obviously with gaps opening up around him, he has just gone as long as he can to try and limit the damage he will take for not pitting under the safety cars. I believe that'll put him back out just ahead of Evil Master. Big Man sets the fastest lap on the mediums, with the DRS of Headless King and Evil Master. But Stavrouli out 4 and a bit seconds behind his teammate. He'll be looking to make that gap up. Still, Stewart making a lot of ground. He has passed tyres since pitting, and he is certainly a long way out ahead of Gerge and Askelios. See now, Askelios keeping well. This may be another interesting situation. Lejake past tyres now. Ooh, tyres without a front wing. There's been a mistake from tyres somewhere on this lap. After making 11 positions, so starting down at the back of the grid, P17. That is really thrown his race rather sideways. lots of well, like I said, it's a very easy track to make mistakes at, very volatile conditions. Xavi threw on there Lejek, who has used a lot of his ERS, so obviously pushing quite hard to stay ahead. But it's going to be another situation at the front, I believe, where Stewart, well, whether the potential winner is going to have to overtake a car to win on track with the differing strategies. Because I believe Gerjo and Askelios are going to try and go to the end on these medium tyres. And it is doable. And there is another 8 laps on them, but and it will be tough, but it can be done. Whether or not they will want to, with the rate Stewart is catching them on those fresh mediums, is another question. Tyres on the soft tyre. So tyres and stability, 2 people running with soft tyres to the end of the race. But a bit of a quiet. This race has quietened down a fair bit after the heroics at the start. Sturuli having a look there at Lejek after setting the fastest lap. Choosing not to go for it on the main straight. But look how close he's getting on those soft tyres. He pounces now on Lejek. Round the outside. Through he goes into P5. Evil Master and Headless King battling. Still on the outside. Trying to switch back, doesn't have the traction to do so. So this Headless King in P7 now. Maybe defending, I'm not sure exactly. There is a disadvantage to not catching moves in full. And still, Ferrari having a very good race. Both their drivers gain positions. Stavuli, thus so far, has done a great job after starting P16. He is running in a solid P5, which would be a good result for him. He'll be looking to close in on his teammate, and there may be a position shot between the 2 Ferraris. Stewart now 1.2 seconds off of the Skelios with 6 laps to go. This is going to be another chase to the end of the race, with someone on fresher tyres versus someone on older tyres with track position. But I think it's going to be a bit more of a clear-cut thing for Stewart to get back into the lead of this race, because fresh tyres around here make a world of difference with all the 90-degree corners and the traction zones. Just look at how much he's closing onto the back of the Skelios. He was at 1.2 seconds at the start of the lap. He's now within 5 tenths, and is all over the back of them, really. Will he go for the move on this main straight? Stavuli also in within a second of his teammate. Let's see now. The run through the flat out kink where Billy and Foxflew crashed out earlier this race. The Skelios has no ERS, so it will be an easy pass for Stewart. with the DRS now. Smartly not using much of his DRS. Ooh, that's Dan Glebel's out in the castle section. That's a safety car. A very late safety car in this race. And that's come at a good time for anyone who's after the pit entrance. Because that gives people a chance to stop for wings, get on fresh tyres, and the fresh tyres make such a big difference here. Haas has got a penalty for speeding under the safety car. But wow, that does blow things wide open yet again. Will the leaders now pit? I don't think they will. I think the leaders will stay out. Huss is also out of the possession. I believe that's a retire in the pits. But Dan Glebel's, well, the reflex is now a full lap down to the field. That is big man in front of him. So, you know, I mean, it's not easy to continue on after you've had a race like that, but you know, you get there. Still. Let's see now. Does Gurjo pit? He does. Gurjo is pitting. Stewart stays out. Big Man has also got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Out of the castle section by the looks. This looks like a surefire win for Stewart, potentially. We've got the youngest mediums. And, yeah, it's very coincidental that you posted that message when you did, Bog. Because I just decided to show the tyres then. Obviously, Headless King on the oldest tyres at the moment. I think he will be the one who's most likely to drop back and struggle with all of the soft runners behind him. Big Man onto a new... So Big Man only recently went onto those hard tyres, interestingly. But he's now gone onto the softs. Reflex staying out on the mediums. Yeah, that was Bog. Power of coincidence. But I think Stewart will be in the... I think Stewart's going to be in the clear to win this, but it's a very similar situation to Division 1 with such a late safety car, with a few people opting to pit, and obviously the leader in a McLaren, no less, opting to stay out on his medium tyres and hold track position. So it's interesting how many parallels there are to be drawn, with an Alfa Romeo being the one to pit in Division 1 as well, the softs. So, you know, it's crazy how many parallels you'll see in league racing, but that's life sometimes. Still. Another lap under the safety car now. Just waiting for the big man to catch up to the back of the group after pitting off those hard tyres he was on. Still, thus far we have lost Huss, who retired in the pits, Dan Glebels, who caused this safety car, Rambo, who crashed in the castle section, Billy and Fox Blue, who, on the very end of the second lap, crashed in the high-speed kink on the run down the main straight, and Winter Travis, who made contact with his teammate on the exit of the castle section on lap 1. So, it's been a crazy race, and Gerjo really looks to be in a dire situation. I believe at one point he was last. But the race has come back to him, and he could win this. It will be interesting to see what happens with 2 more racing laps. Well, no, 3 more racing laps left. But on those soft tyres, can he do what wasn't done in Division 1? Can he get past the guys in front of him, and can he win this race? The big man is the only one with a penalty at this moment, and that is a drive-through penalty if I remember correctly. The safety car is in this lap. I'm going to ride on board with Gerjo for this restart. Obviously, being on the soft tyres, he will opt for some aggression. And obviously try and take the lead of this race. See what he can do. Evan and Tyler Turso have made contact under the safety car and gotten 5-second penalties. So that may be one to go to the stewards. Stewart opts to go quite late, I believe. Doesn't want to give Gerjo an advantage. He has gone, and they have both caught Gerjo off a little bit. Leje, True and Guna, but it will be interesting to see at the front. Xavi going very deep into that first corner. Round the outside, Gerjo has a look, but doesn't make it through. But he is being very aggressive at the start, using his overtake. He backs out of a move into turn 3. This does help Stewart pull away. So Xavi is really doing a Stewart a favour here by holding Gerjo. The Skelios now actually maybe getting himself involved. That's Evil Master. Evil Master is around and in the wall with no front wing. The same for Big Man, had they come together at some point on this lap. We don't know. But I think Stewart might win this with how much Gerjo is being held behind Xavi. Obviously those old tyres for well, those medium tyres for Xavi. Ooh, that's a very unorthodox place to go for the move into the penultimate corner. Gerjo has so much grip right now on those softs. He is desperate to get past and try and get onto the back of Stewart. Using his overtake now. He goes to the inside. Something he didn't have before. That's Big Man out. Big Man has crashed with that lack of a front wing. But he's backed out of it. He has not gone for the move on Gerjo. Gerjo has not gone for the move on Xavi. Sorry there. He has not. Oh, he's gotten the exit though. That's Gerjo through, finally. Now let's see. Can he do what he did last week? Can he make up the time he needs and go for an overtake on the final lap? Skelios also getting past Xavi. Xavi opts to let Stavruli through as well. Let's see. I think it's going to be a much taller order for Gerjo this week to get back into a position that he can win. Lejek with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That will really harm, well, won't really harm him too badly, with Guna being 3.3 behind Xavi, so we'll only lose a position to Xavi. But the gap is 2.1. I don't think Gerjo is going to get this. I think he lost too much time behind Xavi. And that has cost him the chance of winning this race. I mean, it's not over yet. There is still a lap left of this race to run. Stewart in the lead. In the McLaren. DRS is available on this last lap of the race. Stabuli is through on Askelios. Ooh, side by side into turn 1. Askelios does get back past Stabuli. Stabuli opting to maybe lay in wait. Try and get the DRS on the final straight and go for the move there. 1.5 the gap between Gerjo and Stewart. His soft tyres will be better in these 90-degree corners here with the traction and the turn-in he will have compared to Stewart. But will it be enough for him to get in striking distance? Yellow flag, that's Xavi. Xavi's made a mistake. I believe he's got no front wing. Such a shame for him if he has made that mistake. I'm not sure what exactly has gone on there for him. He seems to have all of his front wings, so maybe just a mistake there for him. Ooh, Gerjo within a second now. I don't think he's going to have enough to get... Oh, he definitely won't with that loss of rear end there. I think that has cost him his chance of maybe getting Stewart. But Gerjo is using everything he's got to try and get Stewart. They are both very low on ERS, but it's a 7/10 gap going into the DRS zone. Gerjo is not going to be close enough. Stewart wins the second round of Division 3. Gerjo second. So that leaves myself as the only person to have won the first 2 rounds. But it could have been Gerjo's to win today, but I think he'll be happy with that after the race he had. A very difficult race for him. Oh, I missed that tyres just crashed on the final lap. So, Evil Master will get past tyres. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I did miss that with the battle at the front. But, still. P11 for Evil Master, actually. Difficult race for him. After picking up a penalty in qualifying for colliding with a retired car. So, a difficult race for Evil Master. But very well done by Stewart. But I would say Stavuli is the driver of the day, in my opinion. See if the game thinks the same there. I'm not sure. Yes, it does. I agree with the game there. I would say Stavuli is the driver of the day. After making up a lot of positions today. But there's your podium finishers. Gerjo obviously not having the restart he would have wanted. Getting caught behind Xavi, who was on those old medium tyres, which opened up the race for Stewart and gave him a win that he himself may not have thought he would have gotten. But yeah, Stewart winning the race from pole position. So that has been both weeks now where the pole sitter has won the race. Gerjo second. Bit of a tumultuous race for him, but a very good chance for him to come back and finish where he did. Askelios third. Started 12th, so a good race for Askelios. Very good race for Stavuli, coming up to P4 from P16. Guna P5.
Xavi P6, Lejake P7, Valtteri P8. Very good drive from Valtteri as well after his first lap incident with his teammate, and also just coming through from P19. Headless King 9th, and the points rounded out with Evan. In 11th, Evo Master, Tyres still classified ahead of the Reflex. Big Man still classified as well. And then non-finishers, Huss, Dan, Rambo, Billy and Foxblue having that incident, and Winter Travis, who didn't even make it around the first lap. But another very, very good race for Division 3. Very entertaining, and that's what you get when you come to the streets of Azerbaijan. Just waiting on the advance now from the drivers. I guess I could check the race director, for instance. But yeah, Travis out on lap 1 with that terminal damage. And then Billy and Foxblue coming together. Rambo crashing in the castle section as well. But lots of very interesting strategies this race as well, with the amount of safety cars. Evo Master making 5 stops, as with the Big Man. So lots of people opting to make some very interesting choices in the strategy with the way things were. But I think I will end the stream here. That has been Division 3 for this week. As I said, a very entertaining and brutal race, as Lejake has said in the chat. A very brutal race for everybody tonight. Catching a lot of drivers out, lots of wings changed. But on to the next race, which will be, I believe, a new track. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, I've gotten the order the wrong way around. We are going to Belgium next round. A very different track, similar lap times, but again, one of the most well-renowned tracks on the calendar. I will see you all then.